Good morning and happy Easter. Today is a great day, particularly for the Christians, and we will discuss about that. And today also the birthday celebration of Swami Yogananda ji, a very important disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. We will say a few words. And dear devotees, friends, we are discussing on the Vedic culture, society, ethics and civilization. Before we begin, let us chant from the Rig Veda, the very wonderful and very famous sloka. Ashato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Aviravi Ma Edhi Rudrayate Dakshinam Mukham Tena Mam Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In this, the prayer mantra, it says, lead us from unreal to real. Asato, asat. Asat means that which is not permanent. Sadgamaya, the sad means which is permanent. On the basis of these two words, the whole Hindu civilization, Indian civilization, the Vedic civilization is standing. Only these two words, Asat and Sat. And what is the Asat? That which is constantly changing. Which is Sat? That which is not changing. We can see the Asat because it comes within the five: our sight, our taste, our touch, our smell, everything, this five organ can find out Asat. So we have the conception of the Asat. We begin with our body, and when we look back, sometimes we open the pages of our photo album, and there we find that I was on the lap of my mother, and then now the mother has passed away. She became old, she has passed away, gone somewhere. I have grown up. Now I am having my kids and the grandchildren too. All these changes are going on, and I am sure someday my grandchildren or my son will again open this photo album, will say, I was on the lap of my father or mother. So these are the changes we can see in the external world also. Every time everything is changing. So that is Asat. In the Sanskrit it calls Asat. And sometimes the Asat we use in Indian languages, immoral. That's why Asat. No, here it means that is very temporary, transitory. So that is Asat. From there, O God, please take us to the Sat. How the God will take us there? It is the transformation of our thinking capacity. It is the transformation of our mind, of our thoughts. So that is the Asat. Then it says, just to impress, again to repeat, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya. Tama, the darkness. The Sanskrit word tama means the darkness. Jyotirgamaya, to the light. What does it mean? It's symbolic again. This symbol means from the Asat to Sat. And here we can see the darkness and we know what is light. So obviously, we want that we should go from darkness, please lead us to the light. Is it just someone will bring the light and take us to the lighted place? No. Again the same thing. The ajnana, they say, again another word. Like the tama, ajnana. What is the ajnana? Ignorance. What about that ignorance? Now, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Panchama Veda, the class again, there will be on the Tuesday every evening. We are discussing about the Gospel. The first question Srima is facing from Sri Ramakrishna. What about your wife? And Srima, because he was not knowing, he used the word ajnani. She is good, but ajnani. And immediately Sri Ramakrishna rebuked him. And you are Jnani, you think about that you are Jnani? He got the certificate from the Calcutta University and he mastered in those days. Naturally, he was thinking, what more? I know so many things. And he was also a very good scholar in Sanskrit, history also. So naturally, he was thinking, what more knowledge? Then came the reply, the Vedic reply. What was that? The knowledge of one is knowledge, and knowledge of many is ignorance. So naturally, this is the wonderful idea, knowledge of one, the oneness. From the one everything has come. That's why tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. The ignorance means we are always thinking so many varieties, and we are vying and we are thinking that he is my enemy, he is my friend, and so many ways we are reacting. Why? Because of one mistake. What is that mistake? We are thinking they are all different. The moment we will think about this, whole thing is solved, all problems are solved, and human society will be the best civilization. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, that civilization is the best civilization where this spiritual idea of oneness has evolved much more and practiced. Not only evolving, not only the idea, practiced also. There's the best civilization. We will come to that civilization. Asatoma sadgamaya. From the asat, from the temporary to the permanent. Then tamasoma jyotirgamaya. From the darkness, from the ignorance to the knowledge. What is that knowledge? Knowledge of oneness. Mritturma amritam gamaya. So this is very interesting. No one wants to die. All we want is to survive. Amritam gamaya. And for that, the ordinary people, they don't understand all these. They are very busy. So that's why the philosophers, they told Purna Kumbha is a story, and there is a Amrit. If you go and at least just take a dip in that time in the Ganga, you will get that immortality. They all go there, taking all the trouble. Why? Only for this Amrita. What is that Amrita? Amrita means satisfaction. When you are perfectly satisfied, that's called Amrit. And when you can become perfectly satisfied? When you will know that I don't need anything. All the desire will be totally absent. So naturally, there will be no problem. Then it says, Aviravi ma edi, again and again. What is that prayer? Next line, Rudra, Yatti, Dakshinam Mukham. So two things are there from the same God. The God who is creating us, He is so compassionate, He is just like my mother, He is giving my birth, nourishing me, saving me, but at the same time the same God is becoming Rudra and killing me. So that is the reason it says Rudra is addressing that particular aspect of the Creator. Rudra yatte dakshinam mukham, save me with thy smile of grace. With thy grace. Rudra, it is a awful one, the God. But even then, that time the God is awful one. He is destroying everything. That's why they are addressing, O Rudra, O the awful one, O the all-powerful God, protect us. Protect us from where? From all this fear. How? By your smiling face, benign face. And pahi nityam, regularly, not today, not this moment, all the time, please protect me. And it says that ever and ever, aviravi ma'edhi, again and again. Friends, you will wonder, just today morning, I received an email from one of our devotee. She has forwarded that. A Hindu mantra during Easter Vigil in the church. That's a great thing. Why? Their understanding is developing. And what type of mantra they were chanting? Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Where? Inside the church. When? At the time of Vigil. Why? Because the Christian, they believe today the Lord Jesus, the Son of God, the reflection of God, the representative of God, is carrying all these people from the sinfulness, from their narrowness, from the limited thinking to the light. So they were, Christ our light is risen, they are chanting. And they say, Asato ma sadgamaya. And to whom? We pray to the Brahman, and they are praying to the Christ, but in the same language. And they say, Christ is our light, and he has risen from what is not. What was not there? Actually, we were thinking the Christ is dead and he is suffering. It is not. God is always happy, always free. No one can hurt. So from that which was not there, and we were thinking because of our mistake, he has risen and giving the light of knowledge, and then the prayer, lead me to what is, from darkness to light, from death what is undying. And this has been published in the National Catholic Review. It is not the Protestant Review, Catholic Review. So this, why it is coming? Because they are understanding. And again, I found some people, they forwarded, my knowledge is only from there. People are forwarding, after they are reading the different places, they forward. And they are, some of the schools, they are banning the Namaste because it is there in the yoga. Nothing wrong in telling that. What is there? Sometimes some Hindu people will also say, in our monks, they will say, Hindu monk, they will say, etu namaj pode ashi. Let me go and to offer namaj. Namaj is actually the prayer in the words of the Muslims. Let me go and have the namaj in the temple, Sri Ramakrishna temple. They are using the word namaj. What is wrong in it? Nothing wrong. And when they go and pray, that broadness, that is, I was really appreciating. I thanked that lady for forwarding this, and I thought I should share this information because the American National Catholic Review, only today they have published, yesterday they have published this one, that Christ, O Christ, please lead us from darkness to light and death to undying. Using these very words, Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrittur ma amritam gamaya. Now, we were discussing, after having some idea about the most ancient and the great literature, the Vedas. How was the culture, society, ethics and civilization of the people who has composed the Veda, who could thought about the Veda? So that was our topic of discussion. And we all talk and hear about the civilization. What is civilization actually? Again and again, this is the clashes of the civilization. There's a beautiful book is there. And what is that civilization? It's a French word, and the Oxford Dictionary, they are mentioning like this: a state of human society that is very developed and organized. That's called civilization. The state of human society that is developed and organized. It is a state of intellectual, cultural, and material development. These three things should be there: intellectual, cultural, and material development. But they didn't mention about the spirituality, or naturally, Oxford. They are not mentioning about the spiritual development. They are thinking the development should be of the intellectual development, and then cultural development, how we represent ourselves. So, as I told you, I went to a village in Gujarat, and they were serving tea. They were giving the cups. Usually, we take the tea in the cup. That they were giving to our drivers and assistants, the people who were with us. And for us, they gave only the plate, plain. Then we were holding. And I was wondering, why this? Then I found the family members, the girls and the ladies, and also the young boys, they came in the kettle full of the tea, and they are pouring it a little and asking us to drink. Again, after the drink, they are pouring a little, and then after the drink, again pouring. There's a great respect. So someone is attending you, not that just gave and then you go on drinking or not. That is for the other people. But you are giving the honor means. So that in that village, when I was asking why this, so this is our culture. So this is a different type of things. Always it happened like this. If you go to Assam, they will give you the pan leaf to chew, and with that the lime will be there, and the nut that also you are supposed to. And don't try, because the head will reel immediately. But you have to accept that. If you are not accepting that, then it is an insult to them. So culture, how it developed, because according to the civilization, here the moment you meet someone, how is the day, how are you? So like this only. But in England, if you go, nobody will talk to you. They look at you, but that's all. You are not supposed to smile. Here in America, the moment you are in eye contact, just smile, that's all. Recognizing. And that is the culture. Here they say the state of intellectual, cultural, and material development. The material development is also coming under the civilization. Now, we were talking about the Vedic civilization. The political scientist, the Samuel Huntington, he has observed, while nation states are important actors in the world, their interest and conflicts are shaped by civilizational factors. I repeat again, while national states are important actors in the world. So because the history we find, all big states, they are making some important contribution. Their interest and conflicts are shaped by civilizational factors. He gave a famous lecture in the American Enterprise Institute, and he is a political scientist. Arnold Toynbee, the British historian, he in his book, The Study of History, he listed 21 major civilizations in the world, and then he mentioned some civilizations developed finer human aspects, and then again he mentioned some remain barbaric before vanishing from the eyesight. Some, like the Romans, blotted into unwieldy greatness, which yielded to the weight of its own pressure and broke apart. Only about 6 or 7 major civilizations remain today. That is the Arnold Toynbee. He mentioned about these: the Chinese civilization, Indian civilization, Egyptian civilization, Assyrians, Greeks, Romans, and Persians. These are the civilizations. Unfortunately, except Indian civilization, other civilizations either very dim or not now existing. The Vedic civilization, as you all know, is one among the oldest civilization. How was the people in Vedic age? So naturally, we like to know about the people, how they were. Peter Perles, he is mentioning about the tales about the Greece, and there he is mentioning, it is remarkable that the inhabitants of India at that date, at the date of the Vedic civilization, were nearly the same as now. So if you look at me, you see the Vedic man, according to him. So he says they were like these only. It is remarkable that the inhabitants of India at that date were nearly the same as now. The descriptions of the people, their religion, laws, government, character would shoot the people. Present generation Hindus with little variation. And many, those who know that wonderful story, they say even if the bash comes back, or the Swami Vivekananda is mentioning, if the Manu Maharaj, the lawgiver, on his law, on his dictations, the Hindu society has developed, if he comes back, he will wonder where he left, there he reached. The same thing is going on with little modifications, modernizations. This is the culture, Vedic culture we find. The Vedic people became known as Hindu from Hapta Hindu. The land of the seven, Hapta means seven, Sindhu Hindu, and the land of the 7 branches of the Indus. Where was this land? Sri Ashok Kumar Majumdar, in his book The Hindu History, he says the eastern Afghanistan, Kashmir and Punjab was the home of the Aryans. The Aryans, the word means excellent, noble people, who afterwards became known as Hindus. Some scholars supported this view, quoting from the Rig Veda. They say the most famous river Ganga has never been mentioned in the Rig Veda. From 1st to 9th mandala, from 1st chapter to 9th chapter of the Rig Veda, the oldest scripture, never mentioned about the river Ganga. Only on the 10th mandala, the 10th chapter, the name of the river Ganga has been mentioned. Basing on these, they think that the historians conclude that Aryabharta, the land of the nobles, it was on the bank of the rivers Saraswati and other 7. Then it spreaded or shifted in the Gangetic plain. Civilizations are dynamic. They rise and fall. The Samuel Huntington is writing in The Clash of Civilization. The civilizations are dynamic. They rise and fall and may disappear altogether in the sands of time. Now comes the Indian civilization. The Indian civilization is continuing right from the Vedic period till today. How? because the Indian civilization's root is Vedanta. The Veda is giving all idea, different idea. We have already read the Vedas, those who have attained it. They know. The other previous lectures are there in the YouTube. You can see that I have just quoted from not the full Veda, only how they used to arrange and inspire the girls to study and for the marriage and for they are inspiring the couples to be a very good, the family like this, all sorts of things are there, and requesting the kings also to spread the education, and they are guiding the commanders of the army what he should do and what he should not do. All these things are there at the same time, as they call it, nuggets of gold, and that is Upanishad, the Vedanta, it is also there. And what is that? All that you see is nothing but temporary. Only one permanent is there, and that is Brahman. So that has formed the Upanishad. We have 4 Vedas, and each Veda are having Upanishads also, and that is called Vedanta or the Veda. Because the civilizations, Indian civilizations, they are rooted in that Vedanta. And what is Vedanta? Vedanta is based on infinite Brahman. The Brahman, that consciousness, that is the main, and over that only the whole Vedanta. One of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he used to visit the young boy to Sri Ramakrishna, and suddenly he stopped visiting. Sri Ramakrishna noticed it, then he inquired, how is it that he is not coming? His name was Hari Prashanna, Hari. This Hari, why the Hari is not coming? Then they said, now he is now studying Vedanta. Is it? Please ask him to come and meet me. I like to talk to him. Then he came, and Sri Ramakrishna said, what is there in your Vedanta? Only Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. Is there anything else? This Brahman, all pervading consciousness, that is Satya, means permanent. And Jagat, all these manifestations that we see, is nothing but impermanent. It is not permanent. So it is going to change. Mithya. Mithya doesn't mean it is not there. It is there, but temporarily. So that's why it is mithya. Sometimes we make a mistake. I go to the Vedanta. We make a mistake that mithya means it is not there. And some of the philosophies are based on that. It is not there. Then the argument of the Vedanta is something cannot come out of nothing. Is it possible? When it is nothing there, how even when we see the dreams, that is the base. Something we saw, maybe that has been coupled together. Yesterday I was there in Detroit. That young girl, she was telling, I have seen the dream. What type of dream? So I saw the octopus is coming. Where from octopus came? So this octopus and these and that, so many things together. So she heard or read about the octopus. There was a game, those people, the moment they will be, it's called, her father was telling that they used to have the game on the snow. And the moment the team will win, they will throw the live octopus over that on the ground. And then the volunteers were there, they used to go and bring that octopus back. So nowadays, still that habit is there, but still now they are searching the bags whether they are carrying the octopus or not. Somehow, octopus, I don't know where from they got. But she heard the story, and next night she saw the dream, the octopus, all are coming. So, where from it came, there is a base. Even when we see a dream, it is a base. But sometimes, one of our Swamiji said, sometimes the supernatural, they like to come to our mind. The conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. This superconscious stage, our spiritual awakening. And this superconscious state sometimes like to come and tell us something. But we are so busy with so many of thoughts, so it approaches not directly to the conscious, it cannot. So it comes through dream, the subconscious mind. So sometimes we see something, we listen something, and we must be aware it must be someone trying to tell me that some danger is coming, I should be careful. So sometimes the superconscious mind approaches through the subconscious. So all these things are there. So obviously the Vedanta, the infinite Brahman, everlasting without the beginning and the end, on the basis of that whole civilization is growing up. Naturally the Indian, as it says in the report book of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission, every year they publish, there it has been mentioned, India is at least the 5,000 years old civilization. Since the beginning of this civilization, spirituality has been its obsession. Thus, spirituality forms India's vibrant and living core. And that's what Swami Vivekananda is mentioning. He named it Pran Bhamara. That means the main life. And that is religion. There is a story as a demon, and all the time he used to go and create problem for the gods, and gods tried to kill that demon but never could be successful. Why? Because he was hiding his life somewhere else. So naturally the life, the thing was there somewhere. When his body that was destroyed, again he is coming up. Referring to that story Swami Vivekananda is telling, you cannot kill the Vedic civilization, you cannot destroy the Hindus as long as their religion will be intact. Why? That is the main source of their civilization. And what is that source of civilization? And the first line of the Upanishad, Isha Upanishad says, Ishavashyamidam sarvam yat kincha yagatyam jagat. Whatever you see is nothing but the manifestation of the same divine. The moment you are thinking in that way, what happens? The thought, naturally action. When you are thinking in that way, you do not find that some people are unknown. When different type of people, they were reaching the shore of India, the Indians, they were not taken aback. Who are these people? They never killed them, they never fought, rather welcomed them. They were very happy. From some other places they are coming. Why? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So Vasudha, the whole universe, is our relatives. From anywhere the people are coming, they are all our own. This is the culture. On the basis of these, civilization is growing up. On the basis of these, daily life is growing up. The human society, human life, everything is developing on the basis of this philosophy. The philosophy is very, very important. That's why we always find. And now there is a story, very interesting story. Two types of people. One, developing the materialistic world, and they became asura. They were very famous. Now the term asura is derogatory. If you are mentioning someone is like an asura, is an insult. But the asura in those days were those who were very good technical people. They used to develop this different things. Now the asura and deva, these are the two groups. The devas were philosophers, the devas were thinking, developing some other things, writing poems, or Veda, all these things. This is a story is there. Asura, they developed a technique, and that is called Sanjeevani Vidya. Vidya means the knowledge. What is that Sanjeevani? Sanjeevani means they could make the dead people alive again. So when there was a clash between the Asura and the Devas, they used to kill the Asuras, but when that fighting is over in the evening time, their guru is to go and sprinkle, as they say, or is to apply some medicine, they is to come back to life again. So naturally, again and again, their number was always full, but the Devas' numbers were dwindling, because in the fight they were also dying, and there was no one to bring them back. So they both were having some spiritual guru. These Asuras, they were having Daitya Guru Shukracharya. Many of you have heard this. Shukracharya was the Daitya Guru, and Deva Guru was Brihaspati. Brihaspati, you all know, the Guru of knowledge. The day Brihaspati, that is a Guru, that knowledge. When the people in our country, they admit their children to the school, they take them on the Thursday, because that is Brihaspati Bar. That is the day of knowledge, Brihaspati Deva. That is all traditional goes. Whatever you do, always do on that particular occasion, it will be beneficial. So they say the Devaguru Brihaspati, his son was Koch. He was a very good boy. The Devas, they used to love him very much, and he was very intelligent. And he could always go and mix with different type of people. So the Devas, they had a meeting, and they told, why not send this Koch to this Daitya Guru? They was always in a very intelligent, they used to send, and why not send that boy? He won't be angry with this boy. Naturally, he is so good. So, and then slowly, if he can influence that Guru, Daitya Guru, Shukracharya, and can learn that mantra, that is Sanjeevani Vidya, then no one can stop us. So accordingly, they sent that Koch, but as the story goes, always there will be some good and bad, some conflict, otherwise no one will read that story. So again, there was the Shukracharya, he was having a daughter, very beautiful daughter, and her name was Devayani. This Devayani, the first day when she saw the Koch, she fell in love with Koch. Now the story goes, most of our Hindi films, that goes like this. The fathers are enemies, but their children becomes the friendly. And now this young boy and the daughter, they fell in love with each other, but the Koch never forgot his mission, why he has come over there. And he told again and again, of course, to the Devayani that I cannot marry you, it is not possible. You belong to this Daityas, and I belong to the Devas. It is not possible to be the one, we cannot marry. But the Devayani was going on loving him, and he was telling, I will request my father to give you that mantra, but you should marry me. So that way, it was going on. In the meantime, when they were mixing, the Daityas, they came to know about that secret mission of the Koch. So they killed him. Because this is the boy, the Shukracharya is becoming soft, because his daughter is liking this boy, so kill him. The Daityas, they killed him. The moment Devajani came to know about it, he ran to her father and said, you have the Sanjeevani Vidya, please apply that on Koch and bring him back to life. 2-3 times this our Daityas, they killed the Koch every time, because of the request of the daughter, he brought him back in life. Now the Daityas, they got frustrated, but they could never go against their Guru. So what they did, they killed and cooked that meat and then fed the Guru. And Guru ate that meat. And then afterwards, when the Devjani was searching to where is the couch, she couldn't find anywhere. Then ultimately someone informed, today the Guru was fed with the meat that was couch meat. So it cannot come out. He can never get the life back. Then she went to the father and said, please give him life. You have to bring him back to life. The father said, my daughter, you have to choose one. If I bring him back to life, he will come. But I will die because he is already in my person, in my body. If he is coming out, he will kill me and come out. So this thing was going on. Then Devjani suggested, why don't you teach Koch now, who is within your belly, that Sanjeevani Vidya, with a condition that when he comes out of your body and you die, he will apply that Vidya and you will bring back to life. So they did it. And because the father used to love so much his daughter, he could not say no. So he told that Koch, give me the word that he will bring me into life. Then only I will tell you this Vidya. He said yes. In those days they used to keep the promise. So he taught the Vidya and the Koch came into life, but the Daitya Guru Shukracharya, he was dead. Koch uttered those mantras and he came back to life, and it was a practical demonstration that he has really learned that Vidya. So Koch was very happy, and the Guru was again got back his life. Now the problem, can you imagine what happened afterwards? So naturally the people, they're interested whether they could become one, they could marry each other. No, because if the story is like this, they married each other, then where will be the fight? The Daitya and Danava, this continued. So naturally Koch said, my mission is over, I have to go back, I must go back. And he said, she said, if you are not marrying me, then I will give you a curse. And the curse is, you can teach this mantra to others and they will become famous, but you yourself cannot apply it. You will forget that. And this uttering of the mantra will never have any effect. So Koch could never become a guru by applying that famous mantra, but he came and taught the Devas, and Devas were happy that they learned this mantra. So that is the way. So we get a picture of the civilization. What is that? The two different types of people were there. Well, one, they were intellectuals, and other, they were technocrats, and they were doing all these things. Even some people, they say that Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, that was built by the Asuras. And that Asuras afterwards, because the Indra, the god of the Devas, he was having the fire power, he used to come and attack on them again and again, destroying many of the structures. So they started shifting towards the Gangetic plains, and they reached up to the end of India, to the southern belt, eastern belt. They all spread it like that. A small group of them, they came towards the Europe that day. So this is the civilization spreading, and these people, they were very good technocrats, and they were developing, and others, they were very good intellectual people. They were thinking in a different way. So this is the way we always see. We will go, how was their society? So that in the next classes we will discuss how was the society and how they were governed. So this society and other things we will discuss, and particularly the ethics. Because the ethics is the thing in a person, the human, if he is having the ethics, then naturally his character built on that. I have given the word, I must have to keep that. This is ethics. And this type of things, when many of in the society are following, that society is a wonderful society. And when, again the story it says, a king, he wanted a full pond full of milk. So it was dug, and he asked his subjects, all of you bring only bucket full of milk and pour it. All over the night you should have to bring and pour it. So then in the morning when I come out, I can see the whole pond is full of milk. Now in that society, that ethics was not there. So someone thought, if I pour a bucket full of water, what is going to happen? All these people, thousands of them will be pouring the milk, only one bucket of water of mine, nobody will trust. So in the dark, in the night, he went, and everybody thought in the same line. And then the next day morning, when the king came out, he saw it's nothing but pure water and all over. So there was nothing, not a drop of milk. Why? His subject were like this. So the ethics is this: if I give the word, I will keep it. Where from it came? What is actually ethics? And how the culture also developed. So this little other things we will discuss, and this is the wonderful way we will learn how the culture, civilization, ethics, all this grew in the Vedic period. Now I will tell the story of this our Yogananda ji. Yoga Ananda. Again, if you see that most of the Hindus, they are householders, but they are Hindus. They are also following the same Hindu things that the monk is also doing. But from that families of the Hindus, only a few they come out, some boys, some girls, and they become monk and a nun, and they take that same Hindu ideology and try to follow that in their lives. And the society helped them a lot, respect them a lot, keep them always in a very high respect. Why? Because they are living that ideology. Then naturally there is a difference between the ideology one can read, one can think, that much. But the one who is living in that ideology and practicing that in the everyday life, that is different. So we find these two types of people. So one is the monk, nuns, and householders. This boy, when he was very young, he is from a very rich family. His father was the landlord of the Dakshineshwar, Dakshineshwar village we know. So naturally, they were very known people. Sri Ramakrishna was a priest of the Dakshineshwar temple. And this boy, he started coming to visit Sri Ramakrishna. Not that he was knowing him. Sri Ramakrishna was not very famous. He came and then he talked, then he was impressed, he started visiting. Why? Again, over this, all details we will discuss afterwards, we call it samaskara, the impressions. The Hindu society is developing on the basis of karma theory. And why this karma? Because you have done something in the past and you are carrying the result in this life. That is the result is going on. And some people, certainly when they are very young, if they see a monk, they are so happy. You know the great life of Lord Buddha. His father saw so many monks. Okay, they want some alms, give them some help. But he was not at all impressed by seeing the monk. But his son, Gautama, once only he saw the monk and immediately thought, this is a life I am going to follow. So this boy also, though he was a rich man's son, he came he heard, and then he continued coming to Sri Ramakrishna, and he was very, very good person. Sri Ramakrishna started teaching him both, wants to be practical at the same time spiritual. The practicality and spirituality should go hand in hand. So he asked him, can you please go and purchase for me the one small thing from a shop, an utensil. He went to the shop, purchased that. The moment he gave it to Sri Ramakrishna, immediately he found out that there is a crack on that utensil. Why? You have paid for this? No, I told that shopkeeper that this is for a very respected person, a religious man, a holy man. And then he said, is it for a holy man? I will give the best one. And then he has given this. Sri Ramakrishna immediately said, that man is sitting over there to make profit. So obviously, holy man and all these things is not. So you must be very, very practical when you are paying and purchasing. So obviously you should see that this is correct, good one, then only you should pay and bring it back. So that is called the practical way of understanding things. And he was getting the training in that way. And he was very simple by nature. His mother told, let you be a monk, what is the problem? But you only marry. And marry for me, that will be all right. And he used to love his mother. So obviously he said, see, I am not going to live with that girl. Is it all right? I will only marry and the girl will be with you all through her life. She told, yes, no problem. I will take care of the girl. You marry. And he married. Then afterwards, after a few days, he was continuing with his routine. So then mother told, why? You have married, now you have to look after your wife. It is your responsibility. But I married because you said. Well, is it? I said that immediately you married. You had that hidden desire. So that's why. You go and take care of your wife. And he was hard. I believed my mother. And now this is the result. Is this the world? Whom to go? Then naturally he stopped visiting anywhere. Whenever we are hard, what we do? We close our door and try to be all alone. He also followed that. He was not coming to Sri Ramakrishna. He was not mixing with others. He was brooding over that thought and regularly suffering. Sri Ramakrishna understood it. Then he told, why that boy is not coming? These are the. Then please go and tell him. He knew if he sent the message, ask him to come back, I like to talk to him, he won't come. Because after this marriage and after these things, he was feeling ashamed that what Sri Ramakrishna will think. He was talking about the monastic life and this is the result. So he was ashamed and he was not coming. Sri Ramakrishna, this is again the practical way, he told, go and tell that boy. He took some money and still 1 anna is due. He is supposed to come and bring me back that money. 1 anna. So then naturally after receiving that message, he became very angry and he said, even that holy man is thinking about that and he is thinking I am going to cheat him only for 1 anna. He became very angry and brought that money and said, sir, this is your money. Sri Ramakrishna never looked at that and said, sit here, what is the problem with you? Then he said that because of this mother, etc., now I am a married man, I can never become a monk. And that is the thing, I am so sorry, I don't know what I should do. Then what was the reply? If those who have read the life, you know, it's a wonderful lives. The great disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, when you get the time, please go through those books. Then he said, what one marriage that cannot bind you in the world? If I have the blessings, even if you marry 100 times, nothing is going to happen to you because I am there, my blessing will be there. What is that? The mental attachment, mental bondage. And if God's blessings are there, nothing can bind you. So the Sri Ramakrishna asked him, bring your wife and I will remove all those ideas of samsara from her mind. Same thing that he did with the wife of the Brahmananda ji. In those days, boys used to get married only within 16 years. Because the lifespan within the 50 years, that was sufficient. So naturally, all this young age, they used to marry and settle down. So he said like that. What we see, the culture, what is that culture? Tyaga, sacrifice. You have to renounce. But at the same time, you must be very, very practical, careful, intelligent, smart when you are living in the society. Not disturbing the society, not destroying the society, not like giving a call that this whole world is illusory. Come and follow me and all of you become monastics. No, not like that. He was choosing. Whom he was choosing? Those who were having that particular notion, idea, interest to become that monastic life. And that is the reason the Hinduism always they support the civilization, the highest intellectual and realizational life, at the same time this materialistic progress. These two they combine. He took initiation from Ma Sharada Muni Devi. He was the first disciple of Ma Sharada Muni Devi, Mantra Diksha. But he was in fact, in reality, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So his name is there among the 16. And afterwards, taking sannyasa, he got the name Swami Yogananda. Sri Ramakrishna said, in previous life, he was Arjuna, the Krishna's Sakha, Arjuna. And constantly, the one idea, God realization, that was his goal. And he even doubted Swami Vivekananda, you should not deviate from the monastic life. When Swami Vivekananda went back from the West and he was preaching about the services, that we should go and serve the poor, the downtrodden, illiterate, then he was the first person to protest. And then afterwards, when Swami Vivekananda said, you have only understood Sri Ramakrishna, I have not understood. Then, in meditation, he saw Swami Vivekananda's words are nothing but the words of Sri Ramakrishna. He came back to Swami Vivekananda and said, I now know whatever you say are the words of our Guru. I now know. That means that was revealed to him. So two different spheres we see, spiritual world and mundane world. Both are necessary. The mundane world for the basic. We have to develop that, we have to live in that, and we have to prepare constantly ourselves to shift to that spiritual world. Why? Because that is the place where we will know about ourselves, and that is the place where we will get what we are seeking all through our life in this mundane world, the peace, the happiness and joy. And friends, thank you for coming today. It's a great day, and we will discuss about this slowly in different lectures. And next class also, I think 1 or 2 classes on this particularly ethics, civilization we will discuss. Thank you very much. Let us So let us chant again this mantra and we will conclude. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya aviravi Maedhi Rudrayate Dakshinam Mukham Tena Mam Pahi Nityam Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Peace, 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 peace unto all. So you see the demonstration of the culture. Our devotee, the baby, she has brought this eggs, colored eggs, which you are supposed to get, and I will give it to you. Hmm? Cool. Oh, please take